the near side. Captain Jack and Hokalami as they run close to the finish, and Hokalami gets up to win it. Hokalami denies Captain Jack back in third.
Time and Ross Chapman. Then in third is Yellow Jacket as they jump two out. Running on is Royal Sam. Click and collect towards the far side. Then Fortune Cookie. Accidental Legend still in front though and battling on tenaciously under Paddy Brennan and finding more. From in second place Marty Time. Then Royal Sam. The final flight. It's Accidental Legend who has a 2.5 length lead. Marty Time. Royal Sam is coming after this leader as well. But it's Accidental Legend being driven right out by Paddy Brennan and is staying on tenaciously to the line. A double for Paddy Brennan on the day, an Accidental Legend, a brave front-running performance to in second place Royal Sam.
Much all out here, and Astroman definitely getting closer now, and Natalia Irvine seems to have a bit more horse underneath her than does Sean Bowen as they race towards the final flight. But what will Astroman find? Going to the last, first class return still leading from Astroman, and now they land the run in ahead of them, and first class return is
Right, 1:15 is upon us at a windy looking Exeter. I think the weather might have turned. Symphorid is 2-1, Fortune Cookie is 11-4, first class return 3-1, Captain Jack 9-2, 12s and bigger the rest for this 1:15 contest. Symphorid 2-1, horse at the top of the betting with a visor on for the first time for the Moors. James, back to you.
Thank you very much, Tom. Yes, just a southern go for the novices selling hurdle. In front of us is the clear class angle, well top at the weight, Symphorid. Visor on for the first time. Her earlier form in Mayor's novices read pretty nicely in the context of this race, Izzy, but two concerning things. Didn't show much interest last time and drops into a cellar, having shown plenty of promise just a few months ago.
Yeah, and some of that promise was a 9-length defeat behind Bonte. That was in a competitive maiden hurdle around here over 2 miles. She was pretty keen that day, and she was a length up at the second last, but got beaten by horses staying on. And since, she's been held up as a result of her being, really quite keen, and I just think that she just doesn't look interested. And obviously we've got a visor on today, so the jockey must be reporting as much. She's a difficult one because, like you say, she's got some ability, and she's very different from some of these normal, your traditional selling race types where they're older horses, they've been around and they're looking for, a little bit of rejuvenation in a different yard, whereas, she looked like she had plenty of potential.
Well, one of those horses is Ollie Murphy's runner, first class return. He won a couple of races over fences, but actually switched back to hurdles for the first time in 2 years. He won a very similar race at Weatherby last time. He's the worst in at the weights of those with a mark, 21 pound wrong with Symphorid, but he enjoyed himself last time.
Yeah, he really did, and I think that up at Weatherby, that was over 2 mile 3. He beat Astroman by 3 lengths. He made all. He seemed to really enjoy himself. He's won twice over 3 miles, so Sean was able to ride him really aggressively from the front and get a breather into him and know that he'll stay in the closing stages, which offers you as a jockey, quite a lot of options.
Yeah, definitely so. It looks like he's going to be riding him pretty prominently again, enough 3-1. Now, third favourite is Fortune Cookie. Like last time at Huntingdon, comes in for a bit of support. 4 runs so far for Henry Oliver. And again, another one that's shown ability, but I felt she could have run a little bit better last time.
Yeah, I think the best of her 4 runs in Britain is probably the 4th at Leicester, where she stayed on really well over 2 mile 4. She was only beaten 8.5 lengths on that occasion, but she just didn't build on that at Huntingdon last time, and she's got to sort of get back to that kind of form again.
And one that remains a maiden, 0 from 21. And I felt he probably could have won last time. That's Captain Jack. He's had a couple of seconds of first this season. Flag is raised. Let's join Richard Hoyles for our opener, novices seller here at Exeter.
Thank you very much indeed, James. Yeah, being called in. So runners approaching the starter at a steady walk. Starting point at the entrance to the home straight. And they're off. Racing for the Poppy Dotty and the Fencing Centre novices selling hurdle, which gets us underway this afternoon. Early on, first class return is cutting out the running, tactics he employed when successful at Wetherby, and leads from Dirk Gently on the approach towards the first. Fortune Cookie and Captain Jack rise in third and fourth ahead of Symphoreene. Defarella, taking her first flight of hurdles in public, is the back marker with Happy Company as they take flight number 2, and Defarella was just a little bit awkward there as they continue their progress up the home straight. First class return, extending the advantage, leads by 4 or 5, guesses at the third and will come down. Didn't see a stride, see the horse just deciding where to take off, and took off in the wrong place for Sean Bowen, who's up okay, I think, and the horse is on his feet okay. Hopefully he is all right. He's been gathered in by Sean, just looks shaken. And that's left Dirk Gently in front on this long run between flights 3 and 4. Dirk Gently leading by 2 lengths from Captain Jack in second. In third place is Fortune Cookie ahead of the grey Symphoreene, then Defarella and Happy Company as they continue their progress away from the stands. And they're making their run towards the fourth. Dirk Gently left in the lead at the third. Leads by 2 lengths from Captain Jack on the inside of Fortune Cookie. The grey Symphoreene comes next, and Happy Company is on the outside of Defarella. The pace has just steadied down. And pleased to say first class return may just have got the reins tangled in his feet because he's being walked away from that flight of hurdles perfectly okay. And I think Sean is on his feet as well. So other than being out of the race, hopefully no harm done. First class return exiting at the third. Dirk Gently it is. Dirk Gently leading by a couple of lengths from, in second place, Fortune Cookie and Captain Jack. Symphoreene racing on the inside of Happy Company. And last of all is Defarella as they turn into the back straight and begin to run downhill. Dirk Gently. The pace really steadying as they run down with Fortune Cookie and Captain Jack. On the outside, making a little bit of headway, is Happy Company. Symphoreene is still being weighted with by Jamie Moore, and Defarella is at the back of the pack as they make their way up towards the 4 flights of hurdles in the back straight. And out in the lead, still Dirk Gently from Captain Jack. Still progress being made by Happy Company on the outside of Fortune Cookie. Then Symphoreene, short run to the next. Dirk Gently over in the lead, just hanging slightly, and a click down the neck from the rider to keep him on the straight and narrow Keelan Woods. They race on towards the next. 3 disputing second place, Captain Jack on the inside of Fortune Cookie. And all the time, Happy Company is improving to such an extent that will rise in second place. Symphoreene in 5th. And Defarella, just beginning to struggle a little bit at the back, is off the tail by about 3 or 4 lengths and was briefly ridden along, but is now back on the bridle. So racing up towards 4 from the finish. And Dirk Gently out in the lead. Happy Company on the outside. And between horses, Fortune Cookie, Captain Jack on the inner. Symphoreene still well in touch in 5th place. And likewise Defarella, as Dirk Gently's rider now gets a lot busier in the saddle just to keep him up to his work. Pushed along, just hanging slightly, has the lead. Happy Company, Captain Jack. Fortune Cookie's been joined by Symphoreene, the grey horse, who still travels strongly. And Defarella is still in touch as they make the turn. And they race towards 3 from the finish. Out in the lead, Dirk Gently. Happy Company in second place, disputes that with Captain Jack. Fortune Cookie is in trouble, passed by Symphoreene, and is now being ridden along in 5th place. Defarella's about to move past that one as well. Dirk Gently with Happy Company ridden now to try and challenge. Still waiting in the wings, Symphoreene in company with Captain Jack as we race towards 3 from the finish. And out in front is going to be Happy Company, joined by Symphoreene on the inside. Then ridden along Dirk Gently with Captain Jack, Fortune Cookie and Defarella, racing towards 2 from the finish. And Symphoreene now comes through to join Happy Company as they race down towards the final flight of hurdles. These two have moved on from Dirk Gently. Symphoreene still held together. The grey takes the last 1.5 lengths clear from Happy Company in second, then Dirk Gently, and Symphoreene, who has just smuggled into the race, is coming clear in the closing stages. Gary Moore's purple patch shows no sign of waning as Jamie Moore sees Symphoreene to a comfortable victory from Happy Company. Dirk Gently, Defarella beat a couple home. They were Fortune Cookie and Captain Jack.
Symphoreene, yet another winner for Gary Moore, this time ridden by son Jamie. Jamie has 18 winners from the last 44 runners in the last 14 days, and After the third flight forward, first class return, Jamie was very happy, sat at the back of the field, didn't really have to ask a question. The 9-4 favourite wins comfortably with Happy Company running at a creditable second, Lizzie.
Yeah, a very good second, but this winner was clearly travelling very well throughout. Jamie was happy on the rail, sort of 3/4 of the way back. Made a good move, kind of 3 out, just before 3 out, when you could see that Dirk Gently was beginning to, come back out of his position in the front. And Happy Company's plugged on really well. Nice ride from Ned Fox. He quite quickly moved from the back where he started, got a little bit closer to the action, and that stood him in good stead then for the closing finishes. But Sunfarine, it's sort of difficult, isn't it? She's shown a little bit of ability in the past and a couple of sort of quiet runs, and this was much better from her today. The visors clearly worked. When we were saying beforehand that she looked a little bit lackadaisical in her latest races being held up, the visors obviously balanced that out, and she was much better today.
Yeah, Jamie was seen very keen not to hit the front too soon. You said to me when unfortunately the leader, first class return, came home, Keelan Woods probably didn't want to be leading on Dirk Gently, and that horse wasn't doing a great deal. It meant the 6 didn't really race too far apart, and they weren't going particularly quickly.
No, a couple of times he put in a really good jump, and you sort of thought, oh, maybe we're beginning to get on a roll with Dirk Gently here. But it was a difficult position to be in. If you're not wanting to lead and you end up in front as a result of first class returns fall, he's absolutely fine. He walked back in. Then you're sort of in no man's land, because no one's going to want to come with you, because they're not going to want to help you out.
Well, you see Captain Jack, he isn't going to be hitting the front. Happy Company is normally quite a lazy individual as such, and makes ground up late. And Jamie Moore's just in the middle of the pack, cruising really on a horse who had a fair bit in hand, £18 in hand of the runner-up, and it looked like it visually watching that race.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a lovely performance from her, and we'll see if she's got an auction.
I'm just going to very quickly grab Jamie Moore, who's running into the weighing room. So easy, she's pulled up and gone straight in, although he's just going to quickly get a photo with some fans. And there's a few of them. But a very easy success. 18 winners now for the Gary Moore team in the last 2 weeks. Flat jumps, doesn't matter what it is. The team are absolutely flying. And Family Fun Day, plenty of people here at the track. And I'll just grab you very quickly, Jamie. Yard could not be in any better form. I know it was a huge drop in grade for her, but it was nice and straightforward.
Yeah, she's not very good though. It was dropping grade,